use of tripods for cameras is prohibited.
I have a question on that one.
Do you want to wait till the end, or you want to?
No, I'll address that one.
Okay, go ahead.
What would be the purpose of, because we're still shooting, that a tripod would be obscure to the meeting room, as long as it's not interfering with anyone's exiting in and out of the building? It's a question to the board. Because it's not about obscurity, so why would it be prevented if it's not in the way of someone walking, if it's in the corner?
I think it's just a tripod situation. It may be the handheld cameras could do just the same. Setting up, if you had two people videotaping, two tripods in an area, it may give a little more congestion in this room. I think the handheld cameras would be fine with virtually any media that would be here now. And I think it's a little bit further down, but some of these rights are waived with the credential media. But as far as personal folks videotaping, as yourself and Mr. Burns may want to do in a meeting, I think from a handheld standpoint would be just fine.
Well, the reason why I ask is I have what they call a single leg tripod, which is just held up right in front of me, which will occupy another space than the space that I'm occupying, just to keep it balanced and stabilized. And that's the only reason why, these are not obscurities. I'm not bringing in a big wide platform. It's just something that stands up to hold the camera. I think it shouldn't be a...
I think that's something I can
Well,
compromise
what if
on
there's
that.
what if there's like 20 people who want to put up tripods and everything, and maybe they're not all single legs? I mean, that's something to consider.
Well, that's why I specified I have a single leg, so it wouldn't be an obscurity.
I see no use of tripods. This is not an exhibition, this is a business meeting.
But open meetings should be accommodating to the public as well.
Oh yeah, you can hold the camera in your hand, Freddie.
But it also
Not
should
gonna make
accommodate
an
the public.
exception. Tripod is a tripod.
But
Don't
it
matter if
should,
it's got one leg or three.
it should accommodate the public, right, Ms. Dowd?
We're accommodating, we're allowing you to tape. You just use
But
your
whatever
hand.
I need.
One at a time,
I know,
please.
I mean, I was asking a question, it seemed like every time I was asking a question, I was interrupted.
Ask
I
your
was
question. I
asking.
know, I
Okay.
understand your question.
Okay, that's
You
what I
can
asked Ms.
ask it
Dowd.
again.
Yes, ma'am. I asked Ms. Dowd, would that not be accommodating to the public if a tripod is needed?
Is the board asking me that question?
No.
Yeah.
So you don't have to ask the general public question?
I'm
You're not
attorney for the
obligated.
board, not for the general public.
But I'm saying there's an issue with the board, so the board didn't answer it, I feel the council should. If that's not the case, case in point, if the board doesn't answer it, open meetings, accommodation, and nobody from the board is aware of it, you're the council, so you feel not obligated to answer the question.
We answered the question for you, Fred.
Nobody answered that. That is their open meeting law for accommodation.
Okay, the use of tripods for cameras is prohibited. That's what we're gonna vote on. We haven't voted on it yet. We did hear your opinion that you don't like it and you would like to use your tripod. We understand that, it's clear. You're asking why, and I explained why, because what if there was 15 people and they all wanted to set up tripods? They might not all have one-leg tripods. Maybe,
But
So,
that's why.
we'll vote on this when it comes time, but your question is noted, or
Madam Chairman,
your comment, yes, your comment's been heard, we understand you don't agree.
my question is again, with
Let
all
me
your,
finish, Mr. Burns, and I will get to you.
Well, all I did was raise my hand.
I know, I'm just, I
Okay,
told you.
okay.
Go ahead, Freddie.
I mean, you're saying you answered it, and I mean, you may have, but you didn't answer the fact that is it not accommodable in open meetings that these things be done? And that's the question to the board.
Robert, you have a question?
I was just going to ask, it sounds like these are virtually identical. Are these the same 9 rules as was in here, whatever it was, September, November, I lost track of it.
What tripod was on?
Yes, it was. I thought it was.
It was.
As I said earlier, when I handed this out, these are basically with a few amendments, the same ones that have been before the board for the last 2 weeks.